العلم أشراف مطلوب وطالبه لله أكرام من يمشي على قدم. العلم نور مبين يستضيء به أهل السعادات والجهال في الظلم.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام الأتمان الأكملان على محمد رسول الله سيد الأولين والآخرين وإمام الأنبياء والمرسلين والشافع المشفع يوم الدين، وعلى آله الطيبين وأزواجه الطاهرات أمهات المؤمنين وصحابته الغر الميامين ومن استنى بسنته واهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، حياكم الله dear brothers and sisters to this second session of the three fundamental principles of Islam. In the previous session we talked about some type of introductory to the book and the author, and today inshallah we're going to speak about the principles of Islam. And first of all, as he rahimahullah ta'ala said, اعلم رحمك الله أنه يجب علينا تعلم 4 مسائل. Know, may Allah have mercy on you, that we have to learn or be aware of 4 matters. 4 matters. So this is obligatory upon every Muslim, male and female. No one is exempted from that. Everyone has to learn about that, to know about that, to be aware about that. Why? Because you cannot worship without this awareness. You cannot worship, as we are going to see now. What are these 4 principles? First is knowledge. How can you worship without knowledge? And knowledge does not necessarily mean that you be very knowledgeable, be a scholar so that you can worship. It means that the necessary knowledge for every worship to perform, then you have to have the knowledge of it, and you have to be aware of it. He said, such as, or he said knowledge, which means awareness of Allah, yani to know about Allah. And to know about Allah, you need to know about 4 elements or 4 articles, we could say. The first is to know with the proofs and evidences the existence of Allah. And existence means in a way fits him. Yani Allah is not يعني a fake theory. La, Allah is the true God, is real, and he is existing, but his existence is in a way suits him and fits him subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that means that he, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is existing as he subhanahu wa ta'ala described himself in the Quran with that, and when he said that he, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is settled on his throne above all the creation, because the kursi, which is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sits his feet on, this kursi is not the throne. The throne is where Allah ta'ala settles. The kursi compared to the throne is like a ring throne in the desert. See, when you threw a ring in the desert, what can it cover? Nothing. What is the comparison between this ring and the desert? Nothing. And this kursi, where Allah Ta'ala sits his feet on, this kursi compared to the heavens and earth all together, we have 7 layers of heavens and 7 layers of earth, and between every layer of heavens and the other is a distance of a walk of 500 years. And the thickness of every heavens is a distance of 500 years. And now see how big it is. This magnificent creation, the heavens and earth all together, compared to the kursi, is like a ring thrown in the desert. Nothing. So Allah is existing. In a way, fits him, suits him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second is to know Allah by his lordship, meaning that you have to know and believe that there is no Lord other than Allah. There is no Lord. All those false deities that they call them lords, meaning that they claim that they can give or they can prevent, this all false. It's only him, Allah alone. ألا له الأمر والخلق تبارك الله أحسن الخالقين. It belongs to him, the command and the creation. He's the one who creates, he's the one who sustains, he's the one who controls everything in this world with no any assistance. As here Allah Ta'ala said at the end of Surah Al-Isra, last ayah, وَقُلِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي لَمْ يَتَّخِذْ وَلَدًا وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ شَرِيكٌ فِي الْمُلْكِ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ وَلِيٌّ مِنَ الذُّلِّ وَكَبِّرْهُ تَكْبِيرًا. Say, all praise due to Allah, the one who had no child, nor that he had a partner, or had a partner, nor that he had a supporter because of the weakness. Allah Ta'ala doesn't need anybody. He's a Samad, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he is the Lord. He's the only Lord. He's the only creator. He is the only sustainer. He is the only controller of all universe and everything in it. He is the one who knows everything in this world. And third element is to know him by his godhood, meaning you do not worship, you do not give any part of the worship to any other, anything or body other than Allah. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded you in the Quran, أَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Worship Allah and do not associate anything with him in worship. That's how you have to believe. And that's how you have to be. That's how you have to believe, and that's how you have to be. You cannot associate anything with Allah in worship. And as if you do that, then you have put yourself in trouble with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You put yourself in trouble with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you do so. If you do so, worship anything else with him or pay any part of worship to other than Allah. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَوْ أَشْرَكُوا لَحَبِطَ عَنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. If they would have associated anything in worship with Allah, then everything that they have done is going to be destroyed. So this is the third. The fourth is to know Allah, to have the awareness of Allah with his names and attributes. And you have to know that Allah is the only one who can name himself. No one else can name him subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one. As the Prophet ﷺ used to say in his dua, أسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك. I ask you by every name of yours that you named yourself with. Not that he sallallahu named him, la, that he, Allah, named himself with. Now, so these four elements of believing in Allah must be well, and every Muslim must be well aware of them. Well aware of them. Why? Because when you believe, when you are aware that Allah is existing, then you know that you are worshipping someone who's not absent. He's not absent. He's existing. But he's existing in a way suits him. And he's watching you, he's hearing you. He can't reach you at any fraction. Just once he wants to punish you, he just say be. So you have to fear Allah. The second part of the knowledge is to know about the messenger, to be aware of his Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who he is, why he was sent, with what he was sent, and how to deal with him. These are four. The ulama made it in other way. They said, طاعته فيما أمر وتصديقه بما أخبر اجتناب منع عنه وزجر وأن لا يعبد الله إلا بما شرع. To obey him in all that what he commanded you to do, as per your ability, as he ﷺ said, إذا أمرتكم بأمر فأتوا منه ما استطعتم. If I command you with anything, then do obey it as much as you can. وما نهيتكم عنه فانتهوا. And whatever I forbid for you, then you have to stop. Not based on the ability, no, but based on immediate action. Immediate action. وتصديقه بما أخبر, and you have to believe him in all that what he informed you of, whether something from the previous nations in the past or pre to creation, as what he ﷺ said that Allah created first thing the pen, and he told it to write everything until the resurrection. This was pre to the creation. And the Prophet ﷺ informed us, we have to believe as long as the chain of narration is authentic, then we have to believe. We cannot use intellect to figure out. La, we have to believe. We have to believe. We have to submit. We have to accept. And of what he informed us of what's going to happen in the future, up until the day of resurrection. He told us many things. Many of them already happened and people saw it, as he described. And some are still remaining. As what he, for example, said, that in the end of this world, Allah will send an animal that speaks to the people, saying that those who were before used to believe in La ilaha, or used to say La ilaha illallah. So Allah Ta'ala, the Prophet ﷺ informed us, yes, it's not yet happened, but we have to believe. We have to believe in it. And in all the future news that he told us. Otherwise, we're not true believers in him as a messenger and prophet of Allah. And the fourth is to, or the third is to refrain from all that what he forbid, because as we just earlier said, that whatever the Prophet ﷺ forbid for you, you have to stop immediately. It doesn't mean that you don't fall into sin. No, we are human. We can be found weak, but once we fall into sin, we have to repent to Allah and return. الذين إذا مسهم طائف من الشيطان تذكروا فإذا هم مبصرون, and they seek for forgiveness. Once the shaitan deceives them and they fall into the sin, they repent immediately and seek for forgiveness. The fourth is that Allah Ta'ala must not be worshipped except with what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came with. As Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Al-Imran, ayat 31, قُلْ إِن كُنتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يَحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. And he ﷺ said, كُلُّ أُمَّتِي يَدْخُلُونَ الْجَنَّةَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَبَى. قِيلَ وَمَنْ يَأْبَى يَا رَسُولَ قَالَ مَنْ أَطَاعَنِي دَخَلَ الْجَنَّةَ وَمَنْ عَصَانِي فَقَدْ أَبَى. He ﷺ said, all those who all my ummah will enter the Jannah except for those who disobey to enter the Jannah. Then the Sahaba asked him, who will disobey? Who will disagree to enter the Jannah? He said, those who obey me. Sorry, except for those who refuse to enter the Jannah. Then they said, who will refuse to enter the Jannah? He said, those who obey me will enter the Jannah, and those who disobey me are the ones who refuse to enter the Jannah. Subhanallah.